Next we have movements. Everyone seems to like in-house movements. More and more companies are trying to make in-house movements, and that leads to higher prices. A lot of people who are getting into watch collecting assume that that's the best that you can do. The problem is, until you go through the experience of owning and servicing in-house movements or complex, obscure movements, you don't really know what's going on. That's why my lesson learned here is, if you're going to do in-house, make sure it's worthwhile. Now, I've talked about the Omega 911 a bunch of times. I love this movement. It's an in-house movement, but it has a unique feature. It has a chronograph combined with a truly independent GMT hand. No one else makes this. No one else has made it. The problem with that is servicing it is expensive, throw in the fact that it's also old. Even though it's based on a very durable, sturdy 861 movement, it's still expensive to service, and as I recall, I paid at least $800 US to have it serviced. The owner prior to me went to some local guy who claimed he knew what he was doing, and he paid like $250 or $300, and it was completely butchered. You need to understand this if you're going to get involved with in-house movements. But not just in-house movements, obscure, complex movements too. Here we have a defunct Jappy brand, second time actually, from also I believe the 90s. I bought this because I actually have a few of these. The cases are interchangeable, and you can switch out modules. But this has a Dubois-Depraz piggyback chronograph. No one wants to service these. I found one place that's willing to, and it's at least $500. My understanding is no one really services them in the sense that they take it apart, because the piggyback module is sealed. So apparently it's removed, sent back to Dubois-Depraz, and a refurbed one is installed here, and that's how you get it back. I've not been able to find anyone else who's willing to take this on unless they have a direct deal with Dubois-Depraz, because it's really complicated, and that means expensive. And in this case, I was willing to make the sacrifice, but thus far, I'm not sure I want to make the sacrifice. Maybe some point down the future. But the take-home lesson here again is, if you're going to deal with obscure movements, complex movements, in-house movements, make sure that you really, really, really want what it offers. In this case, I 100% did. In this case, I really love the aesthetic of it, but I'm just not sure I want to, at this stage, fully commit to having it repaired for quite a bit of money. You know, there are lots of other companies that are releasing watches with in-house movements that don't do anything better than a standard ETA. And if you buy it from them, you're going to be stuck having it serviced by them, because more likely than not, it's going to have some proprietary parts that no one else can access. And that is going to be expensive. So you really want to make sure that that in-house movement does something special for you.